Coming up, we're going to be talking about Pinocchio, a new series called Rivals, and something major happening to Hulu. But before we get into any of that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's On at disneyplus.com. It's Thursday, it's time for a quick Disney Plus news roundup, and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Disney has released the first full trailer for Pinocchio, which is going to be coming to Disney Plus on Disney Plus Day on the 8th of September. I thought the trailer looked fantastic. It actually looked a lot better than I was expecting. In some ways, I kind of feel like this film should have gone to cinemas first because it could have made a little bit of money there. It looks great. It's definitely going to be a little bit different. It's kind of, I like the art style that they're going for. It does look a little bit like the original movie, but also kind of a bit more modern. So you got Tom Hanks in there as well. I just think this one looks really interesting. So I can't wait to see this one. And as I said, it'll be coming out on Disney Plus Day. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Pinocchio trailer in the comments below. Speaking of new trailers, Searchlight Pictures released the first trailer for Empire of Light, which is a brand new British film that's going to be coming to cinemas in December. It's going to be coming out a few months later in Australia. This one, again, very different, very much, this is where I think Searchlight Pictures really gives us a little bit more variety. Basically just all about, like, it looks like a cinema and just a love of films. A great cast in there, Olivia Colman in that one. So this one looks pretty cool. So this one will also be making its debut at the London Film Festival in October. But I suspect this one's really going to go in for the Oscar nominations because it just looks fantastic. But let me know what you think of this one in the comments below. Also, some great news for She-Hulk because the first episode, according to Samba TV, was watched by 1.5 million US households over its first 4 days. Now that number actually is pretty impressive because that puts it on par with Hawkeye, but because it's based on 4 days rather than 5 days, which I've done on the past few reveals, I think this is going to be pretty much on par like with WandaVision and also other shows as well. So it's a lot better than Miss Marvel, which was barely 775,000 US households. Now obviously it's just US households, the whole world is going to be a much higher, so it's not just based on that one. And also household, you don't know how many people watch it. It could be 1, it could be 12. You don't know how many people are in those households. So there's a lot of people watching it. Definitely, I think just a big improvement just to get this one back up into those numbers. Nowhere near what we saw with Loki, but generally 1.5 million seems to be around the sort of goalpost that we're seeing for most of the Disney Plus premieres, including things like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness and Lightyear. It's all around that kind of 1.5, 1.8 area. So it's definitely done pretty well. And obviously the second episode is available today. Speaking of what's available today, not only have we got a new episode of She-Hulk, there's been some new originals released. For example, here in the UK, Ireland, Australia and New Zealand, we got the first 2 episodes of the new FX series Welcome to Wrexham. You'll find that one on Hulu in the United States. Also, another original has been released, the first 2 episodes of Mike, which is available in Canada and also in Australia and New Zealand and on Hulu in the United States. Here in the UK, we're going to have to wait until Disney Plus Day. They've kind of shifted Mike back a little bit for that one. But yeah, so there's a lot of choice of what's coming on, but let me know what you think of all of this stuff in the comments below. Let's now talk about some UK news. So we've got quite a few little bits here. So up first, let's talk about Coleen Rooney, who has been making a documentary during her Wagatha Chrisite case, and apparently Disney has paid multi-million dollars to kind of get hold of this documentary. It's kind of beat out Amazon and Netflix and Discovery. If you aren't aware of who Coleen Rooney is, she is the wife of Wayne Rooney, who was a England football captain. He's also been on Manchester United, currently sort of managing a couple of teams. I think some team in the US. There was a whole load of stuff got shared on Instagram, and she's ended up taking it to court and stuff. Honestly, I couldn't care less, but nevertheless, they are making it. I know there's a lot of people interested in it. But yeah, this one for me is not something I'm really that bothered about. Disney has also announced that it's creating a brand new 8-part series called Rivals, which is based on the novel by Jilly Cooper. Rivals dives headfirst into the cutthroat world of independent television in 1986, where the shoulder pads are big and ambitions even bigger. In the fictional upper-class county of Rutshire, a long-standing rivalry between 2 powerful men is about to boil over. An ex-Olympian member of Parliament and a notorious womanizer, Rupert Campbell Black, and his Rutshire neighbour, Tony Baddingham, who is the controller of the independent TV franchise. As tensions rise and rivalries deepen, there are spilled secrets, forged alliances, and snatched liaisons that draw wives, lovers, colleagues, friends, and family into battle. Rivals is a mysterious roller coaster ride, steamy in love stories and packed with larger-than-life characters. Yet beneath the spectacle and fun, the series brings a 2020 lens to the 1980s, offering a raw exploration of a complicated moment in British history where class, race, sex, wealth and sexual liberation, which meant for the privileged few, there were no limits to what they could achieve. This one was not on my bingo card again for Disney Plus this week. Jilly Cooper's books generally are something that you wouldn't necessarily expect to see on Disney Plus, but they're kind of reaching out, trying to grab a different audience, and also kind of going after us as a UK audience. It is going to be released on Disney Plus around the world, except for in the United States. It's also going to be released on Star Plus in Latin America. I don't know quite why US was left out. Maybe there's a different deal with this one. But yeah, this is going to be part of a major expansion of just Disney making more originals within the UK. And yeah, it's great. It's definitely going to go after a different audience. So we're just going to have to wait and see what this one's all about. And Disney has also just announced that Candy is going to be coming to Disney Plus on the 12th of October. And finally, let's now talk about Hulu, because Comcast has announced that from September the 19th, it's going to be moving all of its next day episodes for shows on NBC and Bravo over to Peacock, taking them away from Hulu. A load of shows in there. Yeah, so this one's going to be a big hit. Also, Hulu is going to be removing some of NBC's content just before that, the day before. A load of the Real Housewives shows are going to be going. Expect to see more stuff leaving Hulu from Comcast in the kind of year ahead. At the minute, Disney has to wait until 2024 until it can activate the clause in the contract, which means that they can buy out the 33% stake in Comcast. But we're really starting to see now I think Hulu is starting to lose that bit of content. We're going to see lots more stuff removed in the coming months and years ahead. So it's definitely interesting to see how all of this is working. But yes, if you are watching NBC content, just make sure you're going to check out Peacock. There was no word yet of other networks from Comcast, but hopefully this gets confirmed pretty soon. But yeah, it's just another little knock on Hulu of just losing more content. But let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Go check us out over at what's on at disneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters. Thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow and subscribe. Also a huge thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and also on our YouTube channel memberships. And I shall see you guys in another video. Laters.